Is your marital property considered community or separate? Imagine you're sorting through your assets, trying to figure out what belongs to whom. When it comes to marriage, understanding what counts as community or separate property can save you from big legal surprises. Marital property is usually split into two main types: community property and separate property. Community property includes everything earned or acquired by either spouse during the marriage. This means wages, real estate bought together, investments, and even certain debts are considered community property. In states that follow community property rules, these assets are typically shared equally when a couple divorces. Separate property, on the other hand, is what one spouse owned before marriage or received as a gift or inheritance during the marriage. For example, if you owned a house before tying the knot, that house is your separate property. Similarly, money inherited by one spouse stays theirs unless they mix it with joint assets. But things can get tricky. If separate property is mixed with community assets, it might turn into community property. For instance, if you deposit inheritance money into a joint bank account and use it to buy a house, that house could be considered community property. This process is called commingling. Another issue is conversion. If one spouse puts their separate property into both names or uses it for joint purposes, it might be seen as shared property. Also, if a house that was separate property increases in value during the marriage because of either spouse's efforts, that increased value could be considered community property. State laws also matter. Some states follow community property rules, like California, Texas, and Arizona, where assets are split equally. Others use equitable distribution, which divides property fairly but not necessarily equally. To avoid mistakes, keep detailed records of what you own before marriage. Avoid mixing separate property with marital assets. Think about signing a prenuptial or postnuptial agreement to clarify what stays separate. Consulting a lawyer familiar with your state's laws can help you understand how your property will be classified and divided. Remember, even assets you consider separate can become community property if they are mixed, or if their value increases due to marital efforts. Managing your property carefully during marriage can prevent disagreements and surprises later on.